This video is sponsored by Mint Mobile. This is what it looks like to collect for over 20 years. This game collection is rapidly growing, and in it, I'm gonna show you some of the rarest items in existence. But there's still so many more things I want to add to this collection. I want to collect every GameCube console ever made, every N64 console ever made, all of the controllers for every console ever, every Nintendo handheld that they ever made, plus I wanna have the ultimate Pokemon game, card, and console collection.
Is that it?
That's a lot.
So Chase, are you still collecting games?
I mean, yeah, I definitely still love the games. I have most of the games that I want. The way that I collect games is I collect things that are cool that I think I want in the collection or that I would play. So I would never play Disney Sports Basketball because it's really an awful game.
It's an awful game.
It's quite rare and quite expensive, and I actually found it once at a garage sale for $1. I think this is kind of a fun, like, dual cover art, Metroid and Zelda Wind Waker. That's a crazy thing that exists. It's actually quite rare. Even the Louvre 3DS game guide, which my wife and I went to the Louvre when they had these 3DSs with this. Wasn't able to get an English one then, but I finally found one recently. One thing I gotta point out, from episode 1 of Chase After the Right Price, this is the Mega Man X3 that we found at a garage sale.
I've been thinking about it. If we don't find this game in episode 1, Chase After the Right Price might not exist.
It's weird to think about because that had us so pumped up to like actually put out the video and like get started.
Crazy.
Stuff that's really cool is the super like high-end stuff like the Earthbound complete in the big box. Love that game. I've beaten it. And I recently added the VidPro card, which some of you might remember at like a Toys R Us or something. They would have this up and then you would take the slit from underneath, turn it in at the counter, and this is the VidPro card that they had like at a Toys R Us, which is so cool. It's double-sided. You can see down here it says VidPro of Dallas or Toronto. This one, we added this in the 10 to 50K challenge.
That was such a fun video.
It was a blast. This is a great condition Little Samson, incredibly rare and actually good game too. So it kind of has the best of both worlds.
Incredible game. I personally love that one.
One of the best NES games. But some of you may have noticed it's kind of a new era for Chase After the Right Price collecting. For my collection, I've been targeting GameCube consoles quite a lot. Now these are box consoles, that's what I really want, complete in box everything. The Metroid Prime bonus bundle, one of the most rare US consoles that I have here. I think the print run was between 10 and 50,000, which is pretty darn uncommon for a console. It's a slipcover, it's beautiful. These other ones, like, it's either stickers or a box that's different, but I love it. The Mario Party 7 one, my favorite Mario Party ever, that's actually sealed. I love how that box pops, and right underneath it, the Double Dash box is beautiful. But then you've got your standard consoles, of course. This is a Japanese Spice Orange console.
Of course, the coolest color, Japanese.
I know, they got the craziest consoles, and that's what I'm starting to realize as I've added some very recent pieces right here. This isn't Japanese, this is a PAL Mario Smash Football, which it's called Mario Strikers in the US. So I kind of like that. It's a pearl white console, beautiful, complete in box. But these two, Japanese exclusive. Like this console, look at what I mean. This is beautiful. It's like a green, kind of like a mint green. It's got the matching Game Boy player and the matching controller. Just absolutely stunning console, and this one I got at a recent game collection. But this one right here may be the rarest GameCube that I have, and I want to fully unbox this thing because you can't really tell exactly what it looks like on the outside of the box. Oh, look at that, just on the back, the figure chilling back there, which is crazy in and of itself. It even has the custom plate on top. I want to see this controller. It's so crazy. Both of these have Game Boy players included, which I don't know if we ever got a US one that had a Game Boy player like included.
Especially colored.
Yes, like we had black Game Boy player and that's like it.
Is this the only red console controller for GameCube?
Just about, but I do have this one too, which was a recent addition. The Club Nintendo Mario.
Is that official?
That is official Japanese Club Nintendo reward.
Of course, Japanese.
It's so awesome. There's a Luigi one, a Wario one, there's a white and blue one, and there's a Wavebird. All Club Nintendo, and I want all of those, by the way, like really badly. I finally got one, which is nice, but I've known about these for years. So I'm mostly collecting Nintendo consoles, but there's one area that's caught my attention recently, and that is the automobile PS2 consoles. These things are beautiful, and I actually don't just have one, I have 3. So here we have it. These are the Automotive Edition PS2s. Now there's 5 colors that exist total. So here I've got the white one, loose. We found this at a video game store hours from home, which was crazy.
Another incredible video. You should watch it.
Yes, yeah, that was a fun one. This is the silver one, complete in box, extremely rare. These two though, probably my least favorite of the 5 in the set. But some of you might be wondering like, oh, that silver controller is pretty common. This is actually different than the regular silver controller. It's got that different glossy automotive finish to it and is actually incredibly rare. Same with this white one. This is truly the automotive white glossy finish.
Oh yeah, because there was a Japanese white console.
Exactly. So this is a subtle difference. You may not be able to tell it in camera, but these are all truly authentic automotive edition PS2s. This one of my favorites though, out of the entire set, the yellow one. Complete in box as well, even have the yellow stand with it. These are limited to under 667 units. These are all US editions. There's still 2 left that I really want to add to the collection, and that is the red and the blue. And of course I'll be looking for complete in box, and eventually I'll want to upgrade this one to complete in box. The next beautiful section is the N64 console section, which this was like the first main console that I played as a kid. Mario 64 rocked my world. Stinkin' loved that game. The Mario Party, the Smash Bros, all of those games, the local party community type gaming is what I have loved since I was a young kid. And just recently, I completed the Funtastic consoles with this watermelon console in beautiful condition. All of the Funtastics are now here, which has me so pumped up. That's been a dream of mine for a long time. There's other consoles mixed in as well, some beautiful different boxes, the DK64 set. And I also have the gold N64 loose, but if there's something that I really need to add to this collection, it's a complete in box US gold N64. So that's the biggest gaping hole. But I gotta say, for the Funtastics, here they are loose as well. My ranking for these, my favorite, it's gonna go ice blue, to watermelon, to jungle green, to fire orange, to grape, to the smoke gray. I think that's by far the least exciting out of the set, but I love all of them, and I'm so happy to finally have the full complete in box collection. So N64s are what started my controller obsession. I remember seeing a buddy that had this DK64 controller, which you had to like get in on a mail-in for the Nintendo Power or something like that. Crazy rare and just an awesome controller. It's got the banana peels on the bottom of the tabs there. So I became pretty excited and obsessed about getting all of the N64 controllers. And you notice all the standard ones are here. I even have the gold blister pack Toys R Us exclusive, which is crazy rare. The Millennium 2000 controller is over here, which funny enough, 1,000 of those exist instead of 2,000. Traded a U-Haul full of Rock Band and Guitar Hero equipment for that one controller. And then one of the recent additions right here, the Nintendo Power 100 Gold controller. Also have down here the LodgeNet.
I played this at a hotel one time.
You actually did?
I actually did. That was so fun. We actually brought our own N64, but it wouldn't allow us to play it because the AV cables were stuck into the TV, so we had to play on this instead of our own one that we brought.
Which it literally has a Ethernet port. This is a wild controller, and I've always wanted one in the collection and finally got one. Don't really know how to display it with this crazy long cord, but that's there. But the most elusive and potentially rarest, one of the rarest items in my collection is the Star Fox 64 with the golden N on it. That is the competition controller, which that's in brand new condition. Got it from a friend in California, and this is one of maybe 12-ish in the world. It is not your standard gold controller. So many people are like, I've got 4 of that controller. This is the standard gold controller. Nothing to it, just Nintendo brand, still really cool. This one, a little bit different with the Nintendo Power 100.
And if I can be so bold as to say, if you are new to this channel and you have not seen how we got this controller, you gotta go back and watch that video because it's one of my favorites.
Or sort by most popular, you'll find it in our videos. And the controller obsession continues on with different consoles. I love these Wii remotes. I think they're an underrated collectible. The Luigi, Yoshi, the Zelda one here is beautiful, the Bowser, the Toad. I mean, I've got them sprinkled throughout this collection. I've also got the PS5 and PS4 controllers. Love this design right here for the PS5 God of War. I think that's one of the best ones. But you know, you've also got like, I think there's multiple iterations of Astro Bot now. By far the best Sony platform of all time. I just gotta say that. Stinkin' love this game. It made my top 3 platformers ever, maybe top 2. but Mario Odyssey is number 1. All right. But then you have this one. This is the 500 million limited edition controller in the box, and extremely rare for the PS4. Like, but you've got Xbox as well. Like, I think there's some really cool design Xbox controllers. Not that Starfield is my favorite, but like, look at that. That's just a really nice design. You've got the Joy-Cons. This is going to be towards the top of my priority list, getting every Joy-Con color combo ever. Still missing plenty somehow. I have a lot up there, but they're on mounts that Matt, the engineer in our crew, designed. Also have the mounts for some of the loose PS5 controllers, and then the Xbox One. This is a pretty darn rare Pizza Hut controller. It's probably the rarest Xbox controller that I have. This Resident Evil GameCube controller I finally got, which is so rare. That is like limited, I think.
Wow, that just came off.
Nice catch.
Thanks.
I think it's limited, limited to 50,000. So the yellow one is the GameCube one, the orange one is the PS2 one. But the number one thing I'm pursuing, like I mentioned earlier, is the rest of the Club Nintendo GameCube controllers, and then any N64 controllers that I don't have, which is, we're talking like really weird, really obscure, really rare ones at this point. But for Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch Joy-Cons, I'll get those kind of as they come, and it's just kind of a fun little side quest for me to focus on collecting. And this section right here is an introduction to one of the biggest new endeavors of my collecting, and this is a focus on the Switch section, so I am trying to get all of the consoles here. And there's some pretty rare pieces mixed in here. I've got some of my games, some of my Joy-Cons, some of the consoles. This is the Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Edition, right?
Yep.
And this got the Master Sword in there, so hard to get, and I've got that in new condition, which is so exciting. This is the Fortnite Switch in brand new condition with the Wildcat bundle code, which I'm pretty sure the code is worth like 2 times as much as the system. I don't understand Fortnite. These here are truly the rarest Switch pieces that I have. Now, I gotta be really careful with this one. This is the Croods New Age console. I believe this was a raffle for employees of like Paramount or whoever, DreamWorks, whoever made this film. I think there's less than 50 of these that were originally like given out in a raffle to employees. And I have one of them here. And we did a short on this, kind of looking for people to confirm its authenticity in the comments.
It does look...
It looks weird, man.
Weird or fake.
It almost looks like it's stickers on them or something, but basically everybody in the comments confirmed this is an authentic Croods Switch, and it came from somebody who was an employee that just like threw it up on eBay, and I bought it from the person that bought it from them, so. But real quick, if you're anything like me, you appreciate real value. Whether it's finding games or consoles or saving on your phone plan. Mint completely reimagined the wireless experience to make it easy and online. No stores, no salespeople, just premium wireless without the premium price tag. Their 3-month introductory plans start at $15 a month, and every plan includes unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. You also get free calling to Mexico, Canada, and the UK, plus hotspot access. And here's something I love. Mint brought the idea of bulk savings to wireless. If you know anything about me, you know I love savings. So, the more months you buy upfront, the more you save. They have 3, 6, and 12-month plans available. And as a collector, I can respect that kind of smart, long-term value. You can choose the data amount that fits your lifestyle. So whether you need 5 gigabytes, 15, 20, or unlimited, you're never paying for what you don't need. Switching is super easy too. You can sign up and activate from home using your eSIM. And 96% of users rate Mint's customer care as highly satisfied. So if you have any questions, they're gonna help. So if you wanna save big and stay connected, head to our link below. New customers can get premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. Thanks to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to the collection. Oh, we're already here. Pretty excited about this one, but this one I have never unboxed. So this Switch is the Thunderbolt Project Japanese exclusive console. This has a black console design. You can see the Joy-Cons have a little bit of subtle flair down here, each one with a different Pokemon related marking. The console on the back, I think that's the only difference. Thunderbolt Project.
What in the world is this?
It only had limited sale in Tokyo, Japan. It was the Pokemon X Fragment Design Special Collaboration. And it's bundled with a Pokemon case. It's kind of a weird one, like not super well known, but there's the case, which is definitely one of the rarest pieces of it, the original case. And there's some other stuff in there, but those are definitely the main.
Does it come with a dock?
Yeah, I think it does. Oh yeah, you're right, it is an exclusive dock. So it's Thunderbolt is marked on there too, but again, that's about the only difference about it. So moving on from Switch, we got the retro console shelf, this being my favorite box. I love this box. The Donkey Kong Country Super Nintendo. That green just pops so nice. This one's in amazing condition, and Donkey Kong Country is one of my favorite games like of all time. But my main big focus for video game collecting in 2026 and beyond is certainly the handheld portion. Some of you guys have followed along. I've been expanding this collection pretty aggressively in recent months, recent years, but it's going to be even more of a focus moving forward. There's so much vastness to the handhelds. So many of these are in new condition, like the Monster Hunter Generations, new Nintendo 3DS XL, this Zelda DS Lite, the big box back here, super hard to find. That's a really cool piece. You've got like from 3DS to DS Lite. You've got the Seattle Mariners DS Lite. Extremely rare console right here. Very limited run. I'd love to get this one complete in box. Just have it loose. For those that didn't know, Nintendo used to own the Seattle Mariners. They sold them in like 2016, but like in the Ken Griffey Jr. days, Nintendo was the owners, which is why you saw so many Ken Griffey Jr. baseball games on Super Nintendo and N64, and he was the GOAT of that era, in my opinion. There's just so many beautiful handheld designs. I love handheld gaming the most. This is what I remember from childhood, you know, gaming on the Game Boy Advance SP, on road trips with my brother, playing Pokemon for hours and hours, just raising Pokemon to level 100 organically, no cheating. Game Boy Color, stinking love them. The Game Boy Pocket was actually the first handheld that I ever had, and those are really tough to find complete in box. Some of these SPs are incredibly rare. We've got some of the tough variants to get. This one is a top 5 rarest piece in my collection, the ING Direct. Only at this 2004 LA sales conference could you get this console. And you've got stuff like this. This is one of the most recent additions to the collection. This is that Louvre 3DS with the headphones. I remember seeing people walking around with these things when I was there, and I wanted one, but they were like sold out for the day on the ones that you could use. There's not many of these that exist. The Louvre got rid of them, and I am the proud owner of one of these now, but there's so many consoles like that I would love to have in the collection, and I'm gonna start targeting them. And Brother Dave, can you just imagine with me for a second, if space wasn't as much of an issue, what an entire wall of complete in-box handhelds, every single one ever, would look like.
That's like the coolest thing I could ever imagine in my life.
I mean, that would be insane, and I would stinking love it, and there's a chance something like that could happen with a future, I don't know, maybe build the warehouse or different, you know, we might expand. We're in the game barn right now, and we have very limited space, so that is something that I have to operate within the constraints of. But if we got a lot more space, then this dream could be even more realized, and that could be around the corner, I don't know. But speaking of fun dreams, this is a dream that I have realized, but still have so much more to go, and that's the Pokemon collection. I have had the desire to build the ultimate Pokemon collection since I was young. You can see, this is a random picture of me wearing a Pokemon shirt at like, I don't know, 6 years old. So that's over 20 years ago that I started collecting Pokemon cards, and it's just been, oh yeah, here's another one. Pulling the Dragonite from Fossil, baby. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's the Dragonite.
Do you still have that card?
I got it somewhere. I think it's in my, it might be in my complete set, which is all the sets hanging up here. This is like the first 6 complete sets. Dragonite's gonna be in Fossil right there. That's probably the one right there. Pulled that when I was 6, and I'm 47 now, so you can do the math there. 40 years ago, crazy. Pokemon been out for 40 years? I don't think so. Continuing on, it doesn't matter. The Elite Trainer box section, for example, these are just so cool. I would love to have more room to be able to display these front facing like this one is, the Plasma Storm, most recent addition to the collection. But I do want to get every Elite Trainer box ever made. I want to get every booster box ever made. One way that we're doing that right now is I'm paying 85% of market value on our buy list, which is linked down below for all Elite Trainer boxes and booster boxes, because I really want to make this happen. You know, you got the game collection, which is pretty bananas at this point. One of the most recent additions is this incredibly rare bonus disc version of Pokemon Coliseum, which has the bonus disc and the game in there, which were usually in 2 separate cases that I have those like this. But this set right here, to have them together, is so much more rare than getting both of these separately. So I still have like a few variants to go, but I've got some of the heavy hitters like Pokemon Box, one of the rarest Pokemon softwares.
Oh yeah, this one's pretty rare too.
Yep, the custom art, that's a one of one for sure. One that I really still want to get is a sealed Pokemon Crystal. That's my favorite Pokemon game of all time. I do have some sealed mixed in. You can see graded, yellow, you know, a lot of cool ones here. But I've got even not for resales, which a lot of these are recent additions. Every single one from this DS on over is a not for resale. The leaf green has it on the back. My red does too. No, it doesn't, but it is a not for resale. And then the silver. So I still have a few to go there, but like we're near complete on even like variants and different things. That being said, Pokemon is so vast, but there's still more to go. And then when you're talking about cards, I mean, it is an endless world. One thing that I wanted to collect early on was like every booster pack, which felt achievable at one point. And it's a tough one. There's a lot of booster packs and they're very expensive. You know, I've got a lot of different ones here. I've honed in on it being more the vintage, like Wizards of the Coast era packs. These are some of my favorite new additions. Up here you can see the 3 blister packs of base set, and these are actually shadowless packs, which is the second printing of Pokemon, which are incredibly rare. Putting that set probably in the $5,000 range-ish. But probably the number one piece that I've been desperate to add to the collection. If you've been following the Pokemon Pursuit journey, I have added the Pokemon Center New York Game Boy Advance SPs. You've got Groudon, one of the first ones we added. Kyogre, actually got that one from a former Pokemon employee. A recent addition was Venusaur. I've had the beautiful Pikachu SP for a long time. Torchic, most recently added, extremely rare, looking for a condition upgrade on the console, if you have one. That little Torchic is hard to see on there. But the Charizard Game Boy Advance Pokemon Center New York SP, complete in box, is the number one grail left to complete this set. I'm so excited, we're so close. But there's still like, for these GBAs right here, you got Pokemon Center GBAs. There's a Latios one that I don't have still, which is very exciting. There's like this one, I've got the box for it for the 2DS, but I don't have the console. So I'm still looking for that console. There's other like consoles that still exist in different regions that I don't have that I don't even know about. I have these two right here. These are one of a kind, Brother Dave.
Yes, they are.
These are signed. Both of them signed by one of the guys that worked on Pokemon. He worked on both these games, and they're the 2DS consoles. These are some of my favorite designs of all time, I just have to say
incredible.
that. One thing to mention with this entire collection is all of it was built at the speed of profit. So buying and selling collections and using those profits to build this since I was a young kid is how all of it has been built. So none of this has used debt or anything like that. You can see in the Pokemon Pursuit journey how we use profits to buy all of these things that go into the collection, and that's just an exciting part of this reselling journey, this building a business journey. Building a collection alongside of it has been one of the most fun things to do in this business, and I've absolutely loved every second of it.
But Chase, I have an honest question for you. Would you rather have a Lamborghini or this collection?
I'd be too scared to drive a Lamborghini.